All right, let me share my screen now. All set. So just let's wait a couple of minutes. So then we'll begin the session at 6:05 because still people are joining. I know today the weekend and this is almost in India we have evening time. So let's wait couple of minutes. All right, so then let's get started. So all right, so now you know those who are attended morning session which is completely related about DP600, which is completely related to Microsoft Fabric Analytics Engineer, which is DP600, the certification number. Now this time, so we are going to take about PL-300, which is Microsoft Certified Power BI Data Analyst. So before welcoming the speaker, let me give you a quick introduction about Next Gen Data Aspirants community. So now let me go to the next slide. So you know already those who are attended morning, you know very well, I am Suparna Babu. I am the creator of this community. I am active Microsoft Fabric community user, super user, and Ajay Babu, he is not available. So he is also a Microsoft Fabric community active super user, and followed by this is my wonderful team. So for success of this NDAC, behind the team is there for everyone. Thank you so much team for your continuous support and your continuous encouragement. So your support means a lot. Now for this session, title partner is Microsoft and event sponsor is KSR Data Vision. Now before handing over the session to speaker, I would request you please follow these guidelines. Be on mute. If you have any questions, please raise your hand. Otherwise, please post your questions in the chat box so that our team will respond you. Or else at the end of the session, speaker answer will all of your questions. So please have a patience and be on mute. Don't unmute. It will disturb the session. Okay. So with that, what we will do, let's welcome today's our speaker who is Krishnakanth. So Krishnakanth, we are welcoming you. Now the floor is yours.
Yeah. Thank you, Suparna, and thank you, Ajay Babu, for giving this opportunity. And this session was organized by NDAC community. So I'm sharing my screen.
When I was in the 3rd grade, I thought that I was gay because I could.
No, who is sharing the screen? Yeah.
Yeah. Someone can go please on mute, please.
Yeah, my kind request is please be on mute.
Yeah. So today we have seen sessions from Santosh, Suparna, and Rajendra. So now I will be discussing on the PL-300 certification. So how we can prepare for the PL-300 exam. So most of the companies, if you see, right? So most of the companies which I worked earlier also, where the clients are looking for certified data analysts. So they are specifically asking for the we need people who are.
No, what's this issue? Just a minute. Hey, Mike, can you please go on mute? Why are you sharing your screen and disturbing the session? Just a minute.
Yeah.
Mike, please be on mute. If you are not interested, please exit from the session, but don't disturb the session. Okay, Krishnakanth, can you please go ahead?
Yeah, thank you, Suparna. So yeah, most of the companies, if you observe, right, where clients and stakeholders are looking for the certified data analyst associates. So that's where there is a very important, great importance for this
Yeah, you can
PL-300
please share your
certification.
screen.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, don't worry.
Is my screen visible, Suparna?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, thank you. So moving on. Yes. Screen.
Is there any issue?
Yeah, I'm not able to. Minute. It's not able to move on to next slides. 1 minute. Yeah. So myself, Krishnakanth. So I'm working as senior data analyst for Indian-based engineering company. And recently I got a Fabric Community Superuser badge for the contributions to the Fabric community. And you can connect with by scanning this QR code over LinkedIn. So moving on. Uh, Currently, Microsoft Fabric community is running Fabric Data Days. So you can scan this QR code and check out the live sessions that are going on currently with respect to the Fabric. And also you have Power BI data with champs running since July 7th, where you can, if you are eager to make the reports, which you can showcase your how good you are at the reporting. So you can participate in data with champs. And also there are SQL and AI Prometheans vouchers. So all the details you can get it captured from scanning this QR code for more information. So moving on. So we'll be covering today what are all the topics that we need to prepare for the PL-300 exam and how the workflow will be from the data source to publishing it into the workspace level, and what the exam pattern, so what we need to prepare and how the exam strategy will be, and what are all the resources we need for the as part of the roadmap. So please stay till end. So moving on. So what is PL-300? So basically, if you want to test your knowledge, if you want to test your skill that which you have worked on with the sample data sets, so where that's where you can able to give this exam so that you can able to see your skill, how you are and where you can improve further. So moving on, where we also have other certifications like DP600 and DP700. So with respect to DP600, you can expect 50% questions from the Fabric and rest 50% from the Power BI level. And with respect to DP700, you will be having most of data engineering topics. Mostly it will be around like 80% of the questions you can expect, and 20% you can expect from the analytical section. Okay, moving on. So this PL-300 exam will be of intermediate level. So where we will be discussing on how we can prepare the data, how we can model the data with respect to data modeling, how we can visualize. So what kind of DAX functionalities we can build, and what kind of how we can share the reports and how we can provide the access. So those things we'll be discussing from today's session. Moving on. So we can expect 25 to 30% of the questions from the Power Query, from the modeling level and from the visualization level. So, and also you can expect 15 to 20% of the questions from the workspace level. So when I have given the exam, so I can see that from the Power Query and workspace, I can say that the questions are more from. So it can depend. It varies from the exam to exam. So moving on. So we have the Fabric. So where earlier we used to get the different licenses actually for if I want to work on Azure Data Factory, I need to get the individual license. If I want to publish my report into Workspace, I need to ask request for pro license, either premium or pro license, right? So Microsoft has come up with a Fabric where during November 2023, so where we can utilize all these workloads under one Fabric environment itself. So if you can take one capacity license, then you can work on uh, the other workloads, like where you can go with utilizing the data factory, where you can go for data ingestion, where you can automate the data movement from multiple sources into final destination, like it can be either into lakehouse or warehouse. You can perform data engineering activities like building the data pipelines to transform the raw data into analytics. And you can work with data warehouse where you can bring in this structured data for the business reporting, where you can work on data science activities, where you can develop, you can train and deploy the machine learning models. And you can work on the real-time intelligence, like where you can analyze the streaming data. Like for example, you have the weather where it's the temperature gets continuously changed, right? And also if you see in the oil and gas domain where we are having the refineries, so where there will be having plant machineries, right, where the temperature also gets keep on changing very frequently, so where they can able to monitor the events, how the machine is behaving. So also we have from our NDAC community, Supernababi has given a lot of informative blogs. So our moderators will share you in the chat, so you can go through and share your thoughts on those blogs. And we have the Power BI for the business intelligence reporting, and we have the Copilot in Fabric, so where our end users can go and give the prompt. So from the workspace level, where they can able to, uh, for example, if there is a stacked bar chart, if end user wants to change it to stacked column chart, if they can once they when they give the prompt, so it automatically changes from the stacked bar chart to the stacked column chart. So that's how once the end user have the premium capacity, yes, they can able to utilize those Copilot feature, and they can able to bookmark the changes they have made. And we have the one lake, which is nothing but unified data lake, where it is built on top of Azure Data Lake Storage, where it is used to store uh, tables in form of Delta Parquet format. And we have the Microsoft Purview, which is nothing but unified platform for the data security and the governance, which helps the organizations to protect the sensitive data across Microsoft 365, Azure, and multi-cloud environments. So yeah, this is about the introductory to the Microsoft Fabric. Moving on. So this is a high level where we will be connecting the multiple tables from the different data sources like folder, SharePoint folder, and relational databases like MySQL, SQL Server, Azure SQL. We have Azure Databricks. We have Snowflake. Also, we have the CSV files. So once when we get in all the required tables, we'll be put ingesting it into the Power Query engine where we have inside the Power BI desktop application. We will be performing all the transformation activities, and then we will be developing the required data modeling, where we'll be providing the relationship between the tables. And post that, we'll be working on DAX functionalities depending on the requirements we have. Post that, we'll be working on the front end visualization part. So what visuals we can bring in, which makes the data storytelling, and then we'll be publishing it into respective workspace either through report level or a mobile, whichever the user stakeholder is looking for. So that's how this is into the high level. Moving on. So this is how the workflow will be. So initially we will be connecting the files. It can be from semantic model, uh, the tables. It can be from the data flow level. So whatever it may be, all from different connectors, we will be bringing the data, and we will be performing the cleaning activities, as we need to ensure that our column quality and the rest of the data types, whatever the transformations we need to perform in order to make sure that we'll be having it in a structured data. Then we'll be working on the data modeling with respect to the tables, where we can ensure the right data modeling is achieved. and we'll be working on DAX functions, and we'll be working on the next, we'll be working on the reporting part where we can showcase certain KPIs, certain visuals, and where we can also utilize the filter on the visual, filter on this page where we need to showcase certain filtering which are wherever it is required in specific page. And we'll be finally publishing it into a workspace and providing the app level report link to the end users along with the configuring the row level securities. So next, moving on. So how we can work with respect to Power Query level. So what kind of transformations we need to take care of the transformations so that we will be ensuring we have the quality of the data. So with respect to that, we have to ensure that we are pulling in the right resource, right sources by utilizing the correct connectors. We have to ensure all the credentials that we have the access before configuring those, and we have to utilize the parameters. Like for example, if it has like dev UAT and production level workspaces, then you can able to, from the Power Query level, you can able to configure the parameters for each of the environment for dev UAT and prod. Whenever you want to change, whenever you want to swap the environment, you can able to easily swap by using the parameters functionality. And you have to pick the appropriate storage mode. It is basically depending on the volume of the data that you are working with, and you have to ensure only the required records only you have to ensure. For example, in my previous firms when I'm working, they have given the workspace, sorry, they have given the access to the Snowflake data source as a Weave access. So where they asked us to make sure that filtering the data categories with respect to column level inside the Power Query itself. So that's where you have to ensure that you can keep only the necessary records, and the columns also which are all not required for the reporting point, you can remove from the Power Query itself. And you have to also ensure that data types are accurately you have given with respect to each column from all the tables you have connected. So moving on to next. So here are the storage modes. So if the data volume is not huge, then you can go with the import mode. And also import is the as a best practice. It's the best performance wise. You can go with the import mode where you can able to make sure the transformations from the Power Query level. You can able to view the data from the table view where you can perform certain analysis and you can do the testing with respect to the filtering the data. And we have the direct query where the volume is huge and which doesn't require any schedule refresh to configure. We have the dual mode, which is nothing but a composite model. So when I'm working with the composite model through Azure Analysis Service source as a data source, so where I used to connect two fact tables with direct query, where the data gets changed on a daily basis 3 times. So that's where I've connected where through direct query mode, and other dimension tables I have connected through import mode. Basically, it will not change. Mostly, probably it will be changing on a monthly once. So that's where I've connected through import mode. So where it has become a composite model. And we have the direct leg. It's a recent feature available in the Fabric, where the tables are connected through one leg delta tables, where the data will be stored in form of a delta parquet. So directly was performance also, it was similar to the import mode, which gives the best performance and which it doesn't require a schedule refresh. So these are the things about the storage mode. So moving on to next. So as and when we approach to the Power Query engine, we have to, from the view tab, we have to enable the column profile and the column distribution. So column profile, basically it says how good the column quality is, whether it has any errors, whether it has any empty. And from the column distribution, you can see how many are unique, how many are distinct, how many are nulls. You can able to see these statistics from the column level, so that you can able to understand like how the your data quality, column quality is. And you have to perform certain actions when there are you found certain discrepancies, right? So every column, for example, if you have a date column where you might be noticed certain textual data, and also in a textual cat columns where you will be noticing a date columns, so you have to ensure the data is consistent. and you have to ensure if there are errors, so you can able to replace the errors by having the replace errors functionality, where wherever you found blanks, you can able to replace with not applicable, or for the analytical point of view, you can able to map certain data where you can able to replace through replace values transformation, and where you can able to, like for example, if you have a Krishnakanth read the rate of abcorganization.com, so where I can able to use the split transformation in order to make sure only the names which are all available before the at the rate of delimiter, we can able to get those textual names by using split transformation. If I have, like for example, if I have survey table, if I have a leaks table, so where I have in survey table, I have survey ID, elder survey ID, and the leak ID. So now I want to bring my all the leak ID data into survey table. So in this scenario, I can go for utilizing the merge transformation, so that I can able to perform, I can able to showcase my analytics part. So if I have a certain 15 date columns with all the values, okay, so if this is the scenario, then I can go with performing unpivoting the columns. So where I can able to bring all the individual columns into the record level as an attribute column, and another column is a values column, where we can able to, it makes our work very easy when it comes to the front end reporting pane. So that's how we have to ensure, as and when the situation comes, as and when we how we are dealing with what kind of data, we have to ensure what kind of transformations we can perform. And we have the append queries, like for example, if you have 5 tables which you notice that the table structure is very similar, at that scenario you can go for appending the appending queries transformation. So post all the transformations that you have completed, if you have ensured that all the data quality, column quality is accurate and it consistency, and you can go with clicking close and apply. So whatever the tables, whatever the columns you don't need, you can remove, and you can disable from the Power Query itself. So these are all the things that you have to ensure before clicking close and apply. Moving on. So what is data modeling? So data modeling, basically you have to ensure as a best practice, you have to take care certain things, right? So basically you have to uh, ensure that your data, when you are connecting from the dimension table to fact table, you always have to ensure that data is flowing from upstream to downstream. That means from dimension table to fact table with the cardinality of 1 to many, not from the fact table to dimension table. It should always flow from, because we are filtering, we are utilizing the slicer from the dimension table, and we are showcasing certain insights based on the fact table, right? So that's where we have to ensure that we are always connecting from the dimension table to fact table with single one to many with the single cross filter direction. So that's where we have to ensure. And most challenges that I have observed is three kind of challenges. One is with respect to many relationship. So if that is the case, then we have to create a bridge table by referencing from the existing fact tables, making it as a unique, so that you can able to make the relationship based on the bridge table to fact tables with one to many. Second scenario is if you have more than one active relationship you want to showcase. Like for example, already there is an active relationship between date column to uh, order date in the fact table. So so we want to showcase based on delivery date. What is the sales and sales revenue, or what is the sales quantity happening based on the delivery date. So now in this scenario, we can connect the inactive relationship, and we need to write a measure. So we need to write a measure based on a DAX function, which is called use relationship DAX function, referencing columns from the dimension table and fact table. So through this way, we can able to achieve the more than one active relationship. And one more scenario is challenge, where you have, for example, if you have both cross filter direction. So in that scenario, we can also able to create a measure based on a DAX function called cross filter DAX function. So that's where it automatically, it dynamically it filters from the both tables instead of we providing the both cross filter direction. And when it comes to the calculate, so by default there will, it will be in a row context. Okay, data will be records will be in a row context. So as and when we want to do the context transition to the filter context, we need to utilize the calculate DAX function. Basically, it will do the context transition from row context to filter context. So that's where it is called as a modified filter context. So these are the scenarios that you will be coming across when you're working with the any kind of sample data or into the real-time projects. So moving on. So mostly the fact tables will be having the numerical data, and the dimension tables from the product table or from the customer table will be having the textual or categorical columns, where we'll be utilizing uh, slicers also. We have to ensure that we'll be utilizing from the dimension tables. And if you don't have a date table, you can also create a date table, and you can try to provide the relationship with respect to the fact table, where you can provide the relationship based on the date columns. So that's where you will be ensuring that the right relationships have been we have implemented before going with the visualization. Moving on. So this is how the star schema will be, where all my dimension tables are directly connected to the fact table with one-to-many relationship, with also with single cross filter direction, where these are all the denormalized tables. And we have one more schema, which is called snowflake schema, where my product category dimension table is indirectly connected to my fact table. That means product category is connected to the product subcategory, where again product subcategory is connected to the dim product. So wherever we see that dimension table is indirectly connected to the fact table, in the sense it's nothing but a snowflake schema where the tables are normalized. Moving on. So we should be aware of when to create calibrated columns and the measures. So for example, I have a scenario like where uh, so there is surveys and leaks tables. Okay, so basically I need to calculate the repair deviation. So I have leak identified date and I have attempted repair date. So as from the leak identified date, they will be working on daily to repair in order to fix it. So till fifth day they will try. If the repair is not getting repaired, then sixth day they will. I have to make sure that, like for example, I'm creating a flag, repair deviation flag. If it is going beyond the fifth day, I need to make it as a one. If not, I have to make it as a zero. So in such scenarios, like if you want to come up with a conditional based, like for example, I want to based on dates, I want to calculate it is if it is in pending, if it is in progress, if it is completed. So in such scenarios, we can go for utilizing the calculated columns where it will store the data. Wherever you find kind of certain measures that you need to showcase, like wherever you feel that it has to be utilized uh, to perform certain to showcase certain measures which gives certain insights, right? So in that scenario, you can go for utilizing the calculated measures, which will not it will not store in a table level basically. And the time intelligence DAX functions also you can utilize, like for example, if you want to show the moving average sales over a period of last 90 days, right? So similar kind of scenario, like wherever you feel find like based on trends, we can able to show with respect to total YTD. If you want to showcase year to date sales, how it is happening, and if how you want to compare with current year to previous year, you can utilize the same period last year DAX function. Like you can utilize based on the requirement understanding, you have to utilize the existing time intelligence DAX functions. Moving on. So till now we have covered the Power Query and the data modeling part. So now we are into the visualization part. So we have to ensure that you have to always ensure that the data modeling is correctly you have configured the data model, because if the data modeling is not configured as expected, then you will be seeing the ambiguity values in the visuals that whichever we are will be creating. So before going into these, so there will be you have to ensure once when it comes into the reporting pane, you have to ensure that what KPIs we can give to the stakeholders and what kind of card visuals we can bring it. So by identifying those, they can able to get some kind of ideas where they can able to make up some insights. And you have to ensure what kind of slices you can give for them to play, and then you can showcase what kind of trends you can showcase, what kind of categorical level, what are the top 5 that are performing well, what are the top 10 that are not performing well. So you can come up with certain visuals where it makes them to take certain decisions. And then you have to ensure the logos, icons, a simplified colors, a neat formatted visuals with respect to titles, subtitles, and the background of the theme. So post completing all this, you can also utilize the bookmarks. So for example, if I have two layers, instead of going with the two layers, I will be utilizing the in the first layer itself. I can showcase what are all the leaks that are happening in top 5 sites, and I can able to provide one more button to showcase what are all the top 5 regions that are happening more leaks in a plant, so that I can able to utilize in a lesser space. I can able to provide two buttons and I can able to swap the visuals. And if I have a stacked bar chart, I can able to whenever I'm user is on hovering on a bar, each bar I can able to provide where the component leak is happening, when it got repaired, like which region it is. So some more detailed information I can able to project. And using edit interactions feature, yes, from the stacked bar chart, if a user is clicking on stacked bar chart, where I can able to view either we can provide highlighting or filter option. So there are two options from the edit interaction. Either you can utilize the highlighting or filtering option. And we have the buttons where you can able to utilize for the drill through and for the page navigation and also for the bookmarks. Okay, moving on. So we have the analyze patterns. So for example, if you want to showcase the trends over a period of time, you can go for utilizing the line chart. And if you want to showcase the relationship between two numerical columns, like for example, quantity and the revenue. So you can able to show from the scatter plot. And when can we go for using key influencers? Like for example, if there is an organization where they want to know why uh, customers have stopped renewing the subscription. So what are the factors that are influencing them not to take? So those analysis it will be given by key influencers. When can we go for decomposition tree? So I have surveys where each survey will be having multiple leaks, and in each leak will be having multiple repairs. Okay, so where I can able to showcase where the leaks are happening, in which region it is happening more, why it is happening, in which equipment level it is happening, in which component level it is happening. So I can showcase the detailed analysis. So that's where I can go for using decomposition tree. And also in the line chart, we have the forecasting feature. Once you can enable the forecasting feature, for example, if I have data till June 2026, so I can able to showcase rest of the 6 months by utilizing the forecasting feature. Moving on. So also you should ensure, you should be aware of when to use which visual, when to use which chart, in which scenario you can go for utilizing which chart. So I would request you to go through from the Microsoft documentation as well. So you have to be well aware of while you are started working on the visualization part, you should be well aware of when to use which chart can tell you the story from the data point. Okay, moving on. So till now we have covered Power Query, data modeling, and visualization section. Now we are moving on to the uh, workspace level. So post testing the UI interface and post testing the values, then we can publish the report into respective workspace. So once you publish with your pro license into the respective workspace, then you need to create an app. If an existing not is app is not available, then you can create on your you can create and you should able to share the not from the workspace level, but ensure you're sharing it from the app level, because workspace level means all the reports they can able to view. So it should not happen. So you have to ensure that app level you will be sharing the report link where you are providing the read access, like a viewer access. If I am publishing it through pro license, I can able to configure the schedule refresh 8 times per day. If I am if through premium license, if I'm published, then I can able to configure 48 times refreshes per day. So that's where you have to ensure these things when you are sharing the app link with the end users. And also you have the incremental refresh where you can able to, for example, if you have 10 years of historical data, if you don't need to refresh all the data, then you can go for configuring setting up the incremental refresh for those tables like for example, if you want to configure it for the last 1 month or last week or last 5 months, so that's where you can utilize the incremental refresh feature. Moving on. So here we have the security layer. So the workspace roles, if we can see, the admin can able to have basically they will be having the full access where they can able to remove or add the people, where they can publish and edit the content, and member can create and edit the content, and also can share the reports and publish the app, where the contributor cannot able to publish the app and they can share the reports, and also they can create and edit the content, and viewer can able to only read the reports and the data sets. So through item access, you can able to share, like if you want to share through group of people, you can create Azure directory, kind of an email where all the organization people can be added, and where the existing semantic models also it can be reused for another dashboard report building. So that also it is possible. And also you can configure the row level security. Initially, you have to configure in the Power BI desktop level, and once the roles are assigned, then you post publishing it into workspace on the dataset level where you have the security option. So from the security option, you can assign the roles. So accordingly, static role level security will get activated, where specific managers can be viewed. And also we have the sensitivity labels. So basically, sensitivity labels are nothing but the protection tags, which makes the reports data is encrypted. So that's where you like basically admin team will be configuring it if you have premium or pro license. And we have the object level security. So where we can able to restrict the table and the columns. So earlier we used to do it by installing the tabular editor tool. So as it has become with the costing, we also have one more option where in the Power BI desktop itself, we have a TMDL view. If you can able to look into the Power BI desktop, so where there is a TMDL view, which is nothing but tabular model definition language. So through the tabular model definition language, we can able to restrict the tables and the columns, and also you can perform what are all certain activities what we used to do in the Power Query level. Those activities also we can perform, and there are many other features that we can utilize the tabular model definition language. Moving on. So, so that's where it ends with respect to the workspace level. So now we are into the exam pattern. So how we can prepare for the exam and the pattern strategy. So mode of exam will be online. Either online you can give, and you can go for also offline test centers. So you can expect 55 questions. And breakdown will be of multiple choice, hotspot, drag and drop, and the case study. So case study will be a lengthier question, so you have to you will be taking more time to understand the question. So that's where you can take 60 minutes for the general questions, and the 25 minutes for the case study questions, and the rest 15 minutes you can utilize for the reviewing the questions that you haven't answered, and where the total time will be of 100 minutes for you, and the pass score will be 700 out of 1000 marks, and the costing will be $165, and in INR it will be around 4900. So here are the resources that you can prepare. So ensure that you will be completing from the Microsoft Learn, where there are 5 learning paths. So each learning path will have 4 to 5 modules. So you can go through and understand, and you can post completing all the learning paths. Then you can focus on hands-on, like where you can participate in the data challenges. Like there are monthly data challenges going on with respect to like Onyx data, KSR data vision, Maven analytics, FP20. So there are certain data challenges are going on in. Also, you can participate in the hackathons. So that's where you have to. You will be getting more acquainted with the Power BI application, what kind of features are available, how you can go ahead and solve the things. So these kind of things you will be coming across, and you will be getting acquainted with the features that are available with respect to Power Query data modeling and the data visualization level. And then we have the practice assessment from the Microsoft Learn. you can able to take the practice assessment, and also you can able to practice the questions from the exam topics portal and also SatyaQ. And I will show you the exam registration process, how you can apply for the exam. So through PSNV VUE, you can apply for the exam, which is part of Microsoft. So here we have the sample questions. So for the sales department at your company, you publish a Power BI report that imports data from Microsoft Excel file, which is located in Microsoft SharePoint folder. The data model contains several measures. You need to create a Power BI report from existing data. So the solution must minimize the development effort. So which type of data source should you use? Can anyone answer? You can unmute yourself.
Or else you can please drop in chat box also your answer,
Yeah,
so that later
yeah,
Krishnakanth will reveal the correct answer.
yeah.
Come on, team. He's brought up some sample questions. Just please answer. I think okay, Kavita. Thanks. Kavita is telling that it's B. Okay, now
Okay. Okay. So correct answer is data set. So mostly we can utilize from the data set level. We can
yes,
utilize.
correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So moving on. Next question. So here we have three queries, like three tables: product category, product subcategory, and product table. So every product will have a product subcategory. Not every product subcategory will have a parent product category. So you need to merge the three queries into single query. So the solution must ensure best performance in per query. So how should you merge the tables? So we have left table product and right table product subcategory. And also similarly, we have subcategory and product category. So you can tell me like which join can we can go for.
think left join.
No, because I need every product, because every product has subcategory. So I need to bring in all the products. Yeah, what you said is left outer, it should be. And every product subcategory will not have a parent category, right? So here also I want to bring in still all my subcategories records. So here also I can go with left outer. Moving on. So here you're profiling the data by using Power Query Editor.
Yeah, left outer and right outer will be that left join and right join, right? That one.
No, but
Like in
I
SQL
want
terms.
matching. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, go
No,
ahead.
no. In SQL terms, it will be left join and right join.
Yeah, but I want to go with taking all the matching records from based on the subcategory table. So that's what they have mentioned. Not every product subcategory has a parent product category. Okay. So your next question, you're profiling data by using Power Query Editor. So you have a table name reports which contain a column called state, the distribution and quality data metrics for the data in the state as shown in the following exhibit. So can you tell me what are the different values in the state including nulls? What will be the number, and what are the non-null values that occur only once in the state column?
Maybe distinct unique values like
Mhm.
only four states uh, like which are available in that
Yeah,
query.
it is correct for non-null values that occur in once in state. So including nulls, it will be 69. Okay, moving on, the last one. So you are enhancing a Power BI model that has DAX calculations. You need to create a measure that returns the year-to-date total sales from same date of the previous calendar year. So which DAX function should you use? So we have a variable called start year. So start of year of previous year of calendar of date, and another variable end date, last date of sales date minus 365. And in the return argument, we have to. So can you tell me, like anyone, like in the return argument, which are all functionalities we can go with?
Same period last year.
No. Here we are
Dates
going with no,
dates
no.
between.
Dates between requires two arguments, no, with respect to date columns. So earlier also we have discussed it, right? Where it needs a modifier filter context. The function,
It's a calculate.
yes, calculate of. Then we will be going with the aggregation, sum of table of sales, comma. Now here we can utilize the dates between, because we are referencing the two variables referring to the date column. So yeah, with this sample question ends, and I will show you how we can apply for the exam. So once if you can click on apply for PL-300 exam Microsoft, so where you can able to navigate to this link. So if you go down, so here you can see the prepare for the exam. So I have mentioned, right, the learning paths. So once you can navigate to here, you will be having modules. So you can complete all the modules. So try to understand each concept, and then you can start focusing on the, as I mentioned, participating in the hackathons and data challenges. Then you can go for practice for the exam. So where you have the take the practice assessment. So where you'll be having 50 questions where you can able to test your skill, like how well you are, how good you are at from the learning paths you have went through. And you can click on the take the exam. You will be navigating to down. You can choose, I'm choosing India. Click on schedule exam. And I can give my address, Bangalore, India, Karnataka, pin code, India, phone number. So you can fill all these details. You can click on submit. So it will ask you either if you want in person or in online. So I'll be choosing online. So you can click on next. And I'll be choosing the English language for the preferred exam. Click on next. And here you can go for yes. Have you read and you agree for the candidate code? You can go through and you can click on yes. Then click on next. So these are all the exam policies. It will be asking, so you can read and you can go through and you can enable this. You can go down, click on agree, and I'll be choosing the language of Proctor if I want, to whom I want to speak in English. So I'm in IST timing. Yes, that's right. And I'll be choosing July 31st. You were choosing 8:30 to 10:30 a.m. booking this appointment. So I can click on proceed to checkout. So at this stage, basically you're seeing certain discount, right? So that's where, like, if you have any, unfortunately right now, as part of Fabric Database, we are not having vouchers for PL-300. But if you are working as an or in any of the organization, definitely you'll be getting 50% discount. In future, definitely we will be expecting in the future Fabric Database, we'll be expecting for the vouchers. If you have a voucher, then you need to ensure that you're clicking on this. If any promotion code, if it is applied, you have to click on remove, and then you can click on this add voucher, and then you can add the promo code. If you're getting in future, you can do in this way, so that you can able to see your total becomes 00 INR. So that's how you can able to uh, apply for the PL-300 exam. And as I mentioned, right, exam topics. So if you can click on exam topics, PL-300, where you can able to come to this page, and where you can practice, not immediately, try to complete the learning paths, try to complete the modules, try to participate in the data challenges and the hackathons. How much ever you can do, please go through and perform and participate in those data challenges, so that you'll be more familiar with the features of the Power BI application tool. That's where then you can come to the exam topics. And also you have CertiIQ, where if you can click on 300 PL-300, where you can able to download the free PDF dumps. So where you can able to go through the PL-300 exam level questions, how you can uh, expect for your reference. So yeah, these are all the things I just want to showcase, and that's all from my end. Thank you, Suparna and Ajay, for giving this opportunity. If you have any questions, we can take it up.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Krishnakanth, for such a wonderful and informative session. I think someone raised the hand. Yes, please, you can go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Suparna. So, like, the the exam topic, like when I'm clicking on the second page, it is not showing. Like, it is showing as for like I have to buy that one.
No, you no need to. Usually it's a free of. See, I have shared my screen. That I will share my screen again. I'm able to view it, right? So without any login also, I just open. I can able to go through the questions, right? See, if you can scroll, you can go through all the questions which are all. It is showing in this page. You can go
If
through.
you go to the second page, then it will like I'm viewing that one. Can you check one from your end?
Okay.
Yeah, second page. Yeah, this one is showing.
Yeah,
It
then you
supports
can.
only
No,
limited
no, scroll down.
questions only.
Krishnakanth, just a minute. Scroll down. Scroll down.
I'm not a robot.
No, no, scroll down. Select I
Mm,
am not. See, it's just a
yeah.
minimum thing. You need to scroll it to down. By seeing just that top one, you don't assume it is asking.
Mm,
It's a
yeah. Yeah.
self-understandable.
You can click on I'm not a robot. Okay. In the down page, you have an option called I'm not a robot. You can click on it, so that you can able to view all the rest of the questions in the pages next. Any other questions?
Yeah, I think we don't have questions,
Yeah.
Krishnakanth. So
Yeah.
with that, let's wrap up this session. So thank you all. Thanks for joining. So still, if you need any help, you please do reach out to Krishnakanth in LinkedIn. He is already Microsoft PL-300 certified and DP-600 certified, and he will share his experience too for your exams. And in between, if there is any free vouchers, please stay tuned Next Gen Data Aspirants community YouTube channel and WhatsApp group and WhatsApp channel, so that we will share the information if we got any update from the Microsoft. Krishnakanth, can you please share your LinkedIn handle here in the chat box? Someone is asking.
Yeah, I will share the link. 1 minute.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Asel, and thank you,
Yeah,
Krishnakanth, for
thank you
spending
all.
the time.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone.